Hey, you ever been searching for a tool and you couldn't quite find it quick enough? This video is about the guitar tools that you have. Not this tool bag. The tools are right here. Let me show you what I mean. The toolkit that you use is your mind while you play the guitar. That really is your control center. Maybe you rely on what you hear and what you feel. Maybe you rely on the licks that you've learned, or maybe the chord shapes or the patterns or the scales. Maybe you've learned all those things. Regardless of how you play, regardless of how you have memorized that, your mind is the very thing that is controlling that, okay? Now, I know there's some people that say, no, I just play automatically. Well, your mind is still controlling that. If you shut your mind down, I guarantee you're not going to be playing the guitar, okay? Now, you've heard that some people are visual, some people are audio learners, some people are tactile learners, you know, what they feel. Here's what I found is that you're all of those, okay? You're all of those. The thing that is the most powerful is what you visualize, okay? Now, when I say visualize, I'm saying, you know, looking at the guitar, you know, and a lot of times I'll take the guitar neck as if it is sitting right here, and I'm looking, the low E string is on the bottom, okay, the high E string's on the top, you know, kind of you were looking at a tab. And so as I'm looking at this, I'm going to visualize a chord progression, a scale, yeah, anything that I'll be playing. Now, how I learn that, regardless whether it's licks or scales or chords or the cage system or whatever it is, if I can visualize that, then I'm going to be able to access that tool quicker than people that do not visualize that. Now, you're going to visualize this while you're playing, and you'll remember patterns, okay? However you remember that pattern, you'll get this pattern in your head and you'll start to play this, and then you can move that around. That's, you know, like we have movable chords, we have movable shapes, just like the pentatonic. You can play these same shapes in various positions of the neck, and you memorize those positions and you memorize, you know, the particular shape for that position. You're visualizing this, yeah? And you're also hearing it and feeling it. Okay, you're getting all of these things. They're all working together. Now, one technique that I use is that I will play through a song in my head. A lot of times when I can't sleep, I will just go through maybe a new chord, a chord progression, a new scale or some lick or some technique, and I will visualize that. Now, a lot of times when you start doing this, it's hard to translate what you picture in your mind or what you hear in your mind. It's difficult to picture that and then play it. This is one of these techniques that many guitarists, when they start out, this is what they want to be able to do. They want to be able to play what they hear or what they see in their mind, okay? How are you going to do that? Well, you're going to put these techniques in your toolkit, and then you're going to be able to memorize them visually and memorize them with your hearing. And then what you're going to do is that you're going to play it, and then you're going to memorize that with your muscle memory, all right? You're going to use all three of these. Now, if you start out with something pretty simple, like a scale, if you say, for example, you start out and let's do the A minor pentatonic. And as we're playing this, I've got the shape in my head and I know where I'm at. Okay, I have a reference, but I can also hear it. And as I hear it, I can play that. And then I get a feel for it. And then as I'm going up and down the neck, I'm starting to feel what I'm playing, getting a muscle memory, hear what I'm playing, get an audio memory, and also see what I'm playing and get a visual memory, all right? Now, when you do this, I can hear that scale in my head, and I kind of hear the differences between the notes, and so I can remember what that scale is. Now, maybe I can't get the exact pitch, but I know what note comes next and how it sounds, okay? So what have I done? If I can do that in my head and then I can play it, I've just played what's in my head. So if you can visualize it, a lot of times I will hear something and I won't quite know how to play it. And so I'll keep fiddling around until I find it. Once I find it, then I stop and I try to get a visual of what I'm playing, and then I play it enough until it's really under my fingers, until I've really memorized the position and the pattern. Now, once that I've done that, I can mentally go through, and then I can take that same concept as a tool, and I can apply that when I'm learning, say, a new solo or a new song or something that is foreign to me. So then I can take those out of my toolkit because I have a visual of it. I have an audio memory because I have it under my fingers. I can feel it, I can see it, and I can hear it. And all of that is controlled by your mind. And so as you start visualizing what you're seeing here, you're going to be able to access these tools, plus use these tools for various other aspects of guitar playing. Whether you play licks, whether you play arpeggios, whether you do chord shapes or chord progressions, or you do your modes, regardless of what it is on how you play, memorizing that and getting that little tool, that little segment, that device that you're using to play, and you get enough of those in your toolkit, you become a pretty accomplished guitar player. All right. I know this was a little esoteric lesson here, but it's very important for you to see, for you to hear, and for you to feel, not only as you're playing, but when you put the guitar down and you visualize it in your mind. Hey, until next time, happy practice.